He said, "Doc, why do I have to work out the other knee? I'm coming in for this knee, right?" And I said, "If I work on this knee and not the other knee, you'll probably come in for the other knee 3 months from now." Hey, it's Dr. Lin with Empowered Physical Therapy. Today, I want to teach you about a principle that we educate our current clients on to help recover and accelerate their recovery. And the principle is called anything you do on one side, you do it to the other, unless you want to make the other side jealous. Why do we do that? So if you're coming in for a shoulder issue, I'm going to make sure that I treat and have you work out the other shoulder as well. Because if I only just rehab that one shoulder, and by the time you're good with that shoulder, we've innately, by not rehabbing that shoulder, we create an imbalance. By working out both sides, we now have balanced things out in your system. An imbalance, aside from the history of an injury, is the number one cause of injuries down the line. It's a predictor of injury down the line. So we always like to balance things out between the left and the right. I had a patient who had came in with a total knee replacement, fairly active individual, was able to get back on his feet fairly quick. And we were working with the knee that he had surgery. And I asked him to do the things on the other side. And he looked at me funny. He said, "Doc, why do I have to work out the other knee? I'm coming in for this knee, right?" And I said, "If I work on this knee and not the other knee, you'll probably come in for the other knee 3 months from now. As much as we like you, we don't like you that much. Nothing personal. We just like the idea of evening things out between the left and the right." So this not only applies in rehab, but also some of the things that you do outside of the rehab in life. One of the things you probably want to, that we see a lot with ladies, is carrying their bag on one side. Habitually, ladies like to carry their bags on one side, and they prefer things to be carried on one side over the other because it's a habit they've been doing for a very long time. So that we ask you to do it to carry it on the other side every now and then to kind of even things out so that you don't create an imbalance that would cause you to suffer down the line, whether it's 3, 6, 9, 12 months from now. These little things add up over time. So it's so crucial that you do anything you do on one side, you do it to the other to create symmetry. Anytime your body, even though we have preferences of, being right-handed, left-handed, where we put more pressure on one side than the other, or you stand in a certain way, when you're talking to somebody, where you put more weight on one side than the other, or if you're carrying a child one side or the other, those things create imbalances. We understand that you have preferences. There are certain positions and things that you like to do. And that if you're right-handed, that you like to do things with your right, predominantly, with a lot of your daily activities. We get that. And you'll have a minuscule imbalance. It's rarely 50-50 most of the time. And it's okay if it's 55-45. Your body typically could survive that imbalance at 5%. It's when it goes up to the 10 to 15 and 20, that's when you get in trouble. That's when you have pain. that comes out of the blue, and you don't know what could cause that. And you wake up one morning with this thing, and you're wondering, but when in fact, piled up underneath over time, and you don't even realize it. And that's where the frustration comes in initially, because of disconnect of something that you don't have, that's something that you don't have a incident or trauma to be associated with this injury that you now currently is experiencing. And that creates more frustration than anything else. And a lot of times when you go to the doctor's office, and they have the best intentions, but they would sometimes send you to get an x-ray first, to get a diagnosis, to see what's wrong. But most of the time, pain and injuries and trauma, you're not going to see much on x-ray. You'll get the extra radiation, but you don't need an x-ray most of the time because you're not going to see anything unless you're suspecting a tumor and you're experiencing constitutional symptoms of irregular weight loss, fever, or if you have a fracture. So chronic pain and insidious onsets of pain that came out of the blue, it's often gradual and habitual, and as a result of your lifestyle. That's created that imbalance. That's why moving forward in rehab or in life, make sure you do anything you do on one side, the tree on the other side.